Hi folks, it's me, GhostCritic, and finally another instalment of Marvel's Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection that I've been getting over the last year and a bit. This time with this one I'm about to show you is actually a very difficult one to review, which will be understandable once I get into it. We've got Avengers Forever Part 2. This finishes off the Avengers Forever maxi series, 12 issues, and collects issues 7 to 12. Written by Kurt Busiek and art by Carlos Pacheco. I'll put a link in the description box for the first part, so if you missed that, you can go back and watch the first one, which I did really enjoy. It was a very fun, very entertaining time travel story centering around Rick Jones and a bunch of Avengers that have been brought together from the past, the present and the future to put a stop to the evil machinations of Kang and Immortus. Now, the second part I had a little bit of trouble with because for you big Avengers fans, this book probably wasn't that much of a problem because you would have been very familiar with the storylines that were referenced throughout these last 6 or so issues. Because it does retread and put a very different spin on past Avengers, like their classic storylines. So if you're not a huge fan or you have only a passing interest in the Avengers, this book, I mean, I'm throwing myself in here as well, confused the hell out of me. I had absolutely no idea what was going on. It helped. I mean, there's a whole issue where they find out about these space phantoms, and that issue basically tells the reader and helps them out somewhat into what is actually going on here. I mean, this has been a while since I've read this now. It's got to be at least 2 or 3 months back. So my mind isn't really fresh on the storyline. But we have this kind of issue, the secret history of the Avengers. And this captured space phantom retells their involvement in storylines that seemed quite, not innocent, but just normal for Avengers anyway. Normal storylines that didn't seem to have any particular deep ramifications. But after reading this and what Kurt Busiek and Roger Stern did with this and pretty much overturned a lot of the Avengers history. Surprisingly, maybe, I don't know. When writers do this, where they change stuff that's happened in the past, fanboys usually get up in arms and they go crazy and they go, no, you can't do this, it's just terrible, you're ruining the whole of the Avengers continuity. But apparently this was welcomed and applauded with open arms. Yes, Busiek, Stern and Pacheco were very, very careful about how they did this. And you could see that there was a lot of love and a lot of respect for the Avengers history that had gone before them. And I think that's why the readers of the time took to it so well. There wasn't anything in here that was glaringly controversial. And as we go on, it changed a lot of what was to come. The storyline, it's big battles ahoy. It really is. Having Carlos Pacheco on the artwork on here definitely is a plus to its to how well it's done and how well I think it was received. The big battle scenes, the 2-page splashes, they're bright, they're bold, they're colourful, they're dynamic, and even a non-reader of like the history of Avengers like me, you can't help but be kind of drawn into it and just get caught up in all the excitement. And it is the Avengers going after Immortus, going to his fortress and trying to take him down. But we've got, well, we've got a betrayal within the team that comes from Yellow Jacket, who helps Immortus take down the Avengers. So it's a lot of things happening here, and stuff that I can't even begin to explain due to the whole continuity and the history of the Avengers that went before this. But within the battles that are proliferated throughout this issue, you have, you see every single member of any Avengers team you can possibly imagine, and some, you know, from the far-flung future as well. So like I said, it's exciting, and the reader is, seriously, you just get immersed in it and caught up in the whole drama and excitement of it all. What did come out of this this maxi series was that Rick Jones merged with Captain Marvel to become one person. Immortus and Kang actually became two separate entities after the big final battle. And of course there's that end scene with Libra and the Supreme Intelligence that have been kind of, especially Libra, dropping these kind of cryptic clues and cryptic help along the way. That final scene definitely sets, or I don't know if they've gone and revisited this story to move on a bit, but you have that final scene where Supreme Intelligence and Libra are talking, and you are left with Supreme Intelligence kind of giving it a nod to, you know, there's more to come. Inside for your extras, you had a three-page origin of the Avengers, so a nice little history for anyone who is interested and wants to continue with that. You have kind of a heroes gallery. You probably won't see a lot of this, but it has all the members of the Avengers that have ever been in our current Earth 616 continuity and what issue they started in. There's a little 2-page kind of bio about Roger Stern, who was also part of creating this Avengers Forever storyline. And as always, you had your further reading, go out and buy more Marvel books, advert in the back. So yeah, sorry the review of this is a bit lax, but like I said, it's my own fault. It's been a while since I've read this. I do remember being incredibly confused, but I still had fun with it. It was still entertaining. Like I said, Carlos Pacheco's artwork on here is just really, it's kind of what I call, I hate to say the word basic, but it's what I expect and what people probably think of as comic book art. There's nothing like clever as such or outstanding. It is what it is, but it's fun, it's entertaining, it's bright and colourful. If you're a fan of the Avengers and you've not read this, not picked this up, it's definitely worth it. And the people who read Avengers and have done since the beginning, who have collected past issues, will probably get a huge kick out of this run. So there we go. That's the first of my catch-up on my Ultimate Graphic Novel collection.